This video is on 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. This is one of the successful book touched millions of lives. In studying over 200 years of literature on concept of success, Covey identified a very important change in the way that humans have defined success over time. In pre-1920s, the foundation of success was rested upon the character ethics, things like integrity, humility, courage, temperance, fidelity, justice, patience, simplicity, modesty, and golden rule. But starting around 1920s, success shifted to personality ethics, where success is function of personality, public image, attitude, and behavior. These days, people look quick fixes for success. They focus more on the personality ethics rather than character ethics. To understand this, here are a giant iceberg. The personality ethics is above the water and the character ethics is below the water, where you can sow the seed of greatness. But people don't focus on foundation but on appearance. They're looking for shortcut, but there are no shortcut. If you focus more on character ethics rather than personality ethics, you absolutely achieve the goal and help you to develop better relationship. That's where the 7 habits of highly effective people come in. Here you can see habit 1, 2 and 3 are focused on self-mastery and moving from dependence to independence. Habit 4, 5 and 6 are focused on developing teamwork, collaboration and communication skills and moving from independence to interdependence. Okay, so now jump to habit 1, that is be proactive. In order to be effective, one must be proactive. Reactive people take passive stance. They believe that the world is happening to them. They say things like, there is nothing I can do. That's just the way I am. They think the problem is out there, but that thought is problem. In other hand, the proactive people, however, recognize they have responsibility. They take responsibility. To elaborate this, here are circle of influence and circle of concern. Circle of influence lies within our circle of concern. You cannot control circle of concern, but you can control the circle of influence. The positive energy we exert will cause our circle of influence to expand. Reactive people, on the other hand, focus on things that are in their circle of concern, but not in their circle of influence, leading to blaming external factor, emanating negative energy, and cause circle of influence to shrink. So replace reactive language with proactive language. Like reactive, he makes me angry. Proactive, I control my own feelings. Move on to habit 2, that is begin with the end in mind. Whatever you are going to do, first you must have crystal clear image of that in your mind. Most of us find ourselves easy too busy. We work hard to achieve victories, promotion, higher income, more recognition, but we don't often stop to evaluate meaning behind this busyness. Behind these victories, we don't ask ourselves if these things that we focus on so intently really matter to us. Habit 3. Put first thing first. We must prioritize our action. We must put first thing first. In order to manage ourselves effectively, we must have discipline to prioritize our day-to-day action based on what is most important. All activities can be categorized based on two factors, important and urgent. There are 4 types of work. Type 1, important and urgent, like exam, crisis. Type 2, not urgent but important, like health, exercise, relationship. Type 3, not important but urgent, like some calls meeting. Type 4, not important, not urgent, like pleasant activities. The highly effective people do type 2 work first, that is not urgent but important. Habit 4, think win-win. In order to establish effective interdependent relationship, we must commit to creating win-win situations that are mutually beneficial and satisfying to each party. There are 6 paradigms of human interaction. First, win-win. Both people win, result in beneficial to each party. Second, win-lose. If I win, you lose. Win-lose people are prone to use position, power, personality to get their way. Third, lose-win. I lose, you win. Lose-win people are quick to please and seek the stand from the acceptance. Fourth, lose-lose. When two win-lose people get together, that is too determined, stubborn, ego-invested individual interact, the result will be lose-lose. Fifth, win. People with the win mentality don't necessarily want someone else to lose. That's irrelevant. What matters is that they get what they want. Sixth, no deal. If you can't reach an agreement that is mutually beneficial, there is no deal. For win-win mentality, we must consider two factors, consideration and courage. To go for win-win, you not only have to be nice, you have to be courageous. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Before we can offer advice, we must seek to deeply understand them and their perspective through empathic listening. For example, you go to an optometrist and tell him that you have been having trouble seeing clearly. He takes off his glasses and hands them to you and says, "Here, try this. They have been working for me for years." You put them on, but they only make the problem worse. What are the chances you would go back to that optometrist? Unfortunately, we do same thing in our everyday interaction with others. We prescribe a solution before we diagnose the problem. Habit 5 says that we must seek first to understand, then to be understood. In order to seek to understand, we must learn to listen. You have to build the skill of empathic listening on a base of character that inspire openness and trust. Habit 6. Synergy. The idea behind this is that different people bring different opinions, ideas, perspectives stand to the table. Instead simply tolerating or accepting these differences, we should celebrate them. We should value these differences. This is what a good CEO does. They get different subject matter experts and their input to come up with the best solutions. Habit 7. Sharpen the saw. To understand this, take an example. When you are trying to cut a tree with a dull saw, it may take more time. But if you sharpen it by investing few minutes, it will take less time to cut that tree. So to be more productive, we must devote our time in all four dimensions of our nature, that is physical, spiritual, mental and social dimension, and each must be exercised regularly and in balanced way.